Hello guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about Black Ivy. I already tested her out, she's pretty nice. Of course, she's a light player, so I own her. That's kind of the rule of this game for me. So let's get started. First thing is you want to know she doesn't have an EE, so when that happens, there might be changes in the guide and how you should build her. But already for a non-EE, she does have some really cool skills. When you look at her placement, it's kind of funky. I'm not going to advise running her center mid. That's kind of suicidal. And I wouldn't advise running her front either. Unless you're trying to do something in COT or something funky, I would say running her back is basically her only real place. So I just already want to point you out to be careful on that. The stone build should be basically the same for all three lines, so I don't think I'll need to really point that out. Now let's look at her skills. First of all, she does have a healer ability, recover team height by 50%, action bar by 40. We know when she gets her E, this will be 60, this will be 50, and the very usual standard heal plan. Now, Black Trick is pretty nice. Increase the max hype and critical resist of 10% for 45 minutes of an action, accumulates up to 4 times. This is one of the reasons we're going to want her to be really fast. This is going to heal the life. This is going to pair really well if you got a Metatron, a healing goalkeeper, anything that gives you heal. I mean, even this could pair using her active too. There's nothing wrong with that. So this is actually pretty cool, especially knowing that she is a heal player. Then we have this skill, who's the skill I actually used for COT. Reduce the action speed of enemies within the position. Increase the inflicted damage for the first 15 minutes of the match. This is why in a bunch of funky COT formations, we're going to run her front with a lane with EMB, use an active, use striker with and/or crit, another and/or crit, use Arena to front pass, and you can just one-tap them. That's kind of a method that some people are using. There's nothing really wrong with it. But again, there's a 15-minute limit. That's why I usually put her back line. End game, they're usually going to penetrate to your back before the 15 minutes. If not, you must have one massive monster of a team, and this is irrelevant to you. But if you don't, when they penetrate, they're slower, and you're going to be able to already stack one Black Trick on them. Fourth skill is decrease incoming damage 75% and recover action bar 25% action bar with a steal. So when you're pairing that with this skill, that means they're going to come to your back line. She's basically going to be unkillable, and she has some decent base reflex, so you're going to be able to steal the ball and walk away. I do want to point out technique is her main stat, power is not, so you have to build her reflex-wise. There is no other choice. Now, on a stone level, she does have some pretty cool options. You do need to know that she has already 4 colors, so what we're usually going to do, she does tend to get squishy when she's not stealing. So you're going to throw in a dark hype stone in this slot. You're going to throw in Andor reflex. You're going to throw in another Andor reflex. So just to combine on the reflex. And then comes the light slot. And in the light slots, just going to show the stone, you're going to usually want to go in for something that's going to give her speed. And the best stone you can do with that is a Metatron's Will, because it's going to recover action bar, combine with her steal with another 25% and this 35%. That means she's going to be recovering 60% between each attack, plus decreasing their speed by 30%. Throw a Milky Way on the line, and that's just nuclear. So that's one of the cool stones you can give her. If you don't like it, in the meantime, you can always throw a Paradise of Light for survival, or you could even throw a Thousand Watcher to buff the line. There's basically 3 cool stones you can put on it. But if you don't, I want to point out that the Pass Stone is going to increase action speed and going to give her pass effect if you're not running her back is also a good option. But if not, do you prefer having a very basic speed or speed with pass? I'm going to go for the Pass Stone. But if not, I mean, there's also the Dribble, who's going to heal her. So there's a bunch of options for the Light Stone. That's the one that's really going to depend on what you're building, what you're looking for. So I'm going to say, look around your team. What would be the coolest thing? Or maybe you come up and you see this magical stone with some beautiful substats, like I did with my Speed Stone on Balteon. I mean, that thing has 12% DR, and it's a Speed Stone. So again, there's a lot of things like that you can look at. But basically, I'm going to say Metatron's Will be the best unique on her, especially in early game. She will benefit a lot from a 1000 Watcher. She will not benefit from any MB. So you just want to be careful at that on the way you're building your line. She's going to be really good in a reflex baseline. She can be completely used in Rainbow or not in Rainbow. She doesn't care. Chain-wise, she does have a cool Nemesis chain with Sammy. So that's pretty nice. Also, she has an affection chain with Black Daisy, who's pretty good for COD. This chain is pretty bad. And these are some bad Dark players. I don't think this will ever activate unless, again, you're playing in PvE. I do want just to point out that her skill is one of the only 2 light dark aces in game, the other one being Metatron, so that's pretty cool, and she still doesn't rival her because she doesn't have an EE, so if you're running light dark, she is a must-have. I have Metatron, so I'm not using her, but if I didn't, she would be on my team just for the ace. So again, pretty decent, and we're waiting for the EE. Let's hope that she doesn't get nerfed like Milky Way and Dimentis, because it seems there's a really bad streak going on with light players getting nerfed instead of buffed on EEs. So that's kind of frustrating, but she does have a lot of potential and is already a pretty good 5-star Evo player, and let's see what the EE brings. Have a good day, guys.